Well, hello there. How's it going? Having a good day? I hope so. It's about to get a lot better. Every single click. Hearts of Iron 4. Have you heard of it? Well, it's a game where I play Hearts of Iron 4 and you see 99.9% of the clicks that I make in Hoi 4. So hopefully you can follow along at home. It's basically like a retro unedited let's play, basically. So if you like this kind of thing, please let me know in the comments. A comment saying, Dave, I'm into this kind of thing. And today we're going to be playing as Germany, playing a standard game, showing off the new mechanics for Arms Against Tyranny, giving brief descriptions of certain features and maybe more complex descriptions of certain features. Is there anything in the comments that you'd like me to cover that I covered very briefly in this video? Please let me know in the comments, below. Historical game, man, ears turned off, just because I enjoy it. It's more fun for me that way. I don't like to sit in my computer chair and be sweating. Hey, what's the plan? So we're just going to play historical as Germany and do what Germany does best. 1930s, 1940s. Let's hope it's not a disaster. Maybe we'll historically lose. Who knows? So if you shift left click and on the undersigned divisions here, you select them all, right click on the main army, and there you go. I'm going to press V, which is your area defense. You just select here a few times and just the divisions will move over when I unpause the game. Research wise, do we do the famous FeedBackGaming division that I do in every single one of my games? Yeah, why not? So it's going to require a bit of armor, so I'm going to go for the armor. Right, now this is important now. You have to select a MIO that fits what you're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing AA tank, so I need to make sure I select an AA tank MIO that gives the appropriate bonuses. So I'm going to click details and see what it is. So this says affects only all heavy tank equipment. Heavy tank equipment, heavy tank equipment. So that's not going to work. This one, fast tanks, affects armor technology. What does that mean? Everything. Lights, medium, heavies, super heavies, and the AA tanks, tank destroyers, basically every variant. So everything, basically. Because it affects everything, some of the bonuses aren't as good. However, that's the only thing that affects AA tanks, because AA tanks don't get many bonuses. These are mediums again. Mediums, mediums, mediums. You're getting the idea with this. And then standardized production is all lights and mediums, all lights and mediums, lights and mediums, lights and mediums. So your choice is mediums, lights and mediums, or heavies. This one, medium, lights and mediums, heavies, or just basically everything. I'm going to take a guess this is probably the weaker one. Yeah, I'm probably going to take a guess with that. So that's the one I'm going to go with, this one. The way this works is that when the technology finishes researching, they'll be given 500 funds. Can you see that? 500 funds on completion. And that will add towards gaining more trait points. And that will result in more trait buttons here that we can select that give individual bonuses. Also, if you're ever producing equipment and taking advantage of this MIO, you'll gain a ticking amount of funding per day, depending on how many mills are assigned for this MIO. The more mills, the more funding. I think there's a maximum cap though. We'll look into that. Also, it eats into a little bit of political power as well. A lot of people don't know about that. There you go. Boom. Next up, we're going to work on standard machine tools. Increases efficiency cap. But when the cap is higher, it also increases the efficiency growth. More efficiency means more production overall. It is a no-brainer. It's very few instances in Hoi 4 you never actually want that. Construction 1, because you're going to be building factories early game. And also we're going to take advantage of electronic mechanical engineering. Not the research really benefits me. It's just the radio that's really good. And that's what we're going to do. And radio is good because it gives reinforce rate. Reinforce rate means that you go from your reserves into battle quicker, so it's less likely the battle will succeed on the offensive, or on the defensive, less likely you'll have to retreat back. Reinforce rate tend to pays off more when you get the initial points into it. You only start with a base rate of 2%, but then when you add more and more and more into it as the game progresses, it gets diminishing returns. Yes, research, and there we go. Factories wise, we're going to build a few civs, so we're just going to click shift left click in these regions, and then it will just build the maximum amount in these regions. I think usually what I normally do, this is just a little bit different how I play these days, is usually the first one I go for is actually going to be mills. So I'm going to hold shift and control, which is two things. It builds the maximum amount, which in this case it'll fill out the slots, but it'll push it to the very top of the queue. Boom, see, to the top. Otherwise you could just drag it if you wanted to. Oh, you can't drag anymore. They've removed that feature. Oh, that might be oh, there you go. You can actually drag it. Some reason for that moment it wouldn't actually work. So we're going to make a few mills, and we've got a bonus there of 25% because we've got the MIFO bills. Standard Hoi 4 game, by the way. You go across the top and just do the notifications. We don't need any more iron from, I think, Sweden, because we've got enough for now. We can take care of that later. Decisions, on the other hand, isn't a big deal. We can just get rid of that for now. Outdated equipment will come to production in a moment. We're not trading any divisions. Maybe we should train a few. Hold shift, it'll trade a bunch in a row. Boom, put them here, deploy them here. And if you click here, they'll automatically assign to this army, to this order immediately when they deploy. So it's a good idea to do this because you need to have a certain amount of army size before you can do all the nasty things that Germany does. F3, left click them all. Right click, F2, left click, press G, merge them all up. That's nice and easy, isn't it? This is what you usually see in an average game of Hoi 4 with me for feedback gaming. I always do those clicks, but I usually do them at lightning speed so nobody sees them. Lightning fast. When it comes down to a bunch of ships, we're just going to finish the ones that are over 50% for now, because otherwise we're not going to bother with them. Once again, this is going to be an average build that I usually do in most of my games. I'll just get these done out of the way, though. So, boom, 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 boom. And then make convoys for the rest. We will exercise our fleet just a wee bit, which is K. We'll assign an admiral as well for the bonuses. And that'll give a ticking amount of naval XP, which we can spend on to make a more ideal ship type. I'm not even sure if this strategy even works. So you're about to see a massive fail if this doesn't work. Remember, a lot of the strats get updated with new expansions of Hoi 4 and big patches. So a lot of them don't even work as well as they used to. Anyway, we're going to go for Rhineland because it gives PP. And it causes a little bit of world tension. Hopefully nobody gets mad. All right, let's get to the nitty gritty here. So it's the production. All right, we're not going to make any more planes here, but we will make a few fighters because we need an interception. Massive pro tip here, boys. Have 2 factories, intermotorize, and your supply needs will be fixed for the rest of the game. But we're going to go with 3 because we're going to be making some other motorized, which we will use as a part of our tank divisions later on. Also here, we have a MIO that's constructing these tanks. Is it the one I actually want? It is actually. So this is giving funding based on the production that it's making, which is always nice to see. Do I focus on this that much? Probably not early on. We are going to need quite a lot of artillery, a little bit of support equipment, whatever. When it comes down to production, just look at your logistics here and hover over them, and it'll tell you how long until that shortage will last for. In this case, 151 days for support equipment. Be aware that I'm paused right now. I'm not starting the game, so these numbers are all fudgy. So just press your plus icon, max 5 speed, go a day or so, and now when you hover over them, you can actually see if these numbers are accurate. It was actually accurate, funnily enough. We have a few more mills as well, so we can sign them into whatever. I think we'll probably just put them into the tank. We're not going to really use these tanks. We'll probably just sell them on the market or whatever, but anyway, that'll do for now. All right, 5 speed. Here we go. And I'm going to go infantry equipment here and convert that to regular infantry, just so that most of the extra equipment that I'm not going to be using, for instance, the light tanks, I can sell on the market, for instance. I think I could probably make some trains as well. What you can do is hold shift, left click here, and it'll create a new assembly. It's not an assembly, it's a production line. Hold shift, left click, shift, new production line. And then we'll assign that mill back on there and just produce a trickle amount of trains. You don't usually need to buy trains as Germany, because every country you invade, you get the stockpile of that country that had those trains. So you get to a certain point where you've got like 1,000 trains as Germany. Why? Do you need it? No. Anyway, we're going to press G, merge up the air wings, hold shift left click, and it'll train them up to level 3, then it'll stop. Now we're getting a little bit of naval XP now, so I'm just unpausing while I do that. Yes, getting enough XP. I'm going to pause now and go into the production line, and we're going to make what I like to refer to as a heavy bathtub. I'm not going to give the lore behind it, but the short answer is it's just basically a battleship that's super naked and really, really cheap. Is that the cheapest one we can actually get? I think so. I think it's actually cheap if you are a battle cruiser. So the idea behind this is you produce a ship that has a high amount of manpower requirement with the lowest possible production cost. That allows you to project more naval supremacy. There we go. We got it. And the beauty of that is it lets you do naval invasions. Once again, the strategy is a little bit old. It might be actually a bit janky with the current version, so it might not work the way I plan to, but we're going to find out. We're going to go for the raiding fleet because it reduces surface visibility, which reduces detection, and it also gives a higher detection rate for other ships as well. It's just the way the numbers work. Once again, a lot of changes since then. Maybe some of the information I'm going to give you right now is kind of out of date and kind of janky, but we'll find out. We'll continue playing the game now just so we get 16 naval XP. 16 is what we need. And boom, there we go. And then we are going to produce these. I think they're actually classed as battle cruisers. They are. And we're going to go for this one, battle line shippers, which gives +5 production cost, which is really good because that means you can produce them quicker. So there you go. I've just learned something new. It looks like it is better to go off with the German. Now, I'm not even going to pronounce that. Someone in the comments will try and pronounce it for me and be like, Dave, that's so easy. I'm German. I've lived in Germany my whole life. Why can't you say German words? Guys, not German, okay? Anyway, we're going to produce a bunch of these. We're going to produce a bunch of these and then go from there. I'm going to make a few more fighters, actually. I realize these fighters aren't as good as I would like them to be. Anyway, 5 speed, off we go. And we don't need to exercise the fleet anymore. So press K or the exercise button, which I actually don't know where the exercise button is. I learned the hotkeys, guys. I know I'm really weird with that, but I learned the hotkeys. And I just find that easier to get to on the keyboard. Once again, you do you, okay? Ireland has been militarized. Now we can go for the army innovation. This one's a good one to go to before you do 4-year plan, because this gives a research bonus of 100% times 2, which is better to use for more future industry techs, so you can go ahead of time, which gives you an overall production bonus for all the good stuff, which in this case is going to be the ships. We're a bit low on chromium by 15%. Is it something I really care about, though? Yeah, okay, Turkey, we'll sort that out. Be aware that if you import too many goods early game, you are going to hurt your economy in the long run, so just be aware of that. All right, first of all, we've got a little bit of political power now. First thing you always want to go for is your chief of army, because it gives ticking army XP. I personally think it gives way too much army XP for the fact that you're learning so much about war. However, you're not at war. You feel like you should give more of your army XP whilst at war. Once again, that's the way it's always worked. I don't like it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Next up, we're going to go for interwar artillery because soft attack is important. That's what's going to be part of our main division. And then we'll also go for radio to top it off as well. Honestly, hand on, I don't think I'm going to be taking advantage of a lot of this equipment. I'm thinking of just selling it off on the market. So what I'm going to do is go into international market, which is the new feature in Arms Against Tyranny, and sell equipment. Add it to the market. And what we're going to sell is these old tanks. And that's it, really. This button lets you select all of them. And we're also going to put them on for a high price as well, which will the result of that will give us 8,845 MIO money, which I think is not a very good name, but I didn't make this game. The actual full name of it is the Economic Capacity Surplus, which in short just gives a construction bonus. So there you go. Sell them, and eventually we will sell them. We can also accept people who want to purchase them as well. Come on. Somebody buy them. Look at these beautiful German panzers. Why would you not want to buy these? They don't know what they're missing. Right, army innovations done. We're going to go treaty with the USSR, deal with the devil. Hopefully nothing will go wrong. And now we're going to go for the silent workhorse. Usually the mayor is to go for this guy first because it gives stacking political power. And the more political power you get, the more you can use. But with this, as Mr. H, you get 25% bonus to political power anyway. So you tend to have a lot of it anyhow. So it usually isn't really even a big deal. However, the usual strat, if you want to rush your industry, is to go for the demagogue, which gives 10% more support. Then you can hop onto war economy immediately, which is a really good boost for your economy. Disperse over concentrated, because we are going to be producing lots of new up-to-date equipment, which is going to be very costly to our production overall. Be aware, the way equipment is produced is from the top to the bottom. So for instance, there's a low shortage of rubber here that's affecting planes as well as trucks. See, the production of this is 2.11 trucks per day. If I move this up, it goes 2.92. So what happens is the rubber deficiency, there you go, I got it right the third time. The penalty applies more heavily to the one that has the least amount of the rubber. In this case, it will be the plane. So 30% here for the lack of resources. To pop that to the top, it's now 15%. For the most part, we're going to have a lot of motorized, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. So I'll make them focus that on the planes for now. Also going to upgrade the plane as well. Is there any other upgrades I can go for? No. Let's do it. Bigger machine guns on the planes. More air attack is usually a win. If you've got a slot to add on more air attack, it usually is a good idea to do. You do lose a little bit of agility because you lose maximum speed due to the weight, but overall it doesn't make a massive impact. Construction 2 and war in Spain. Okay, we're going to send some volunteers. How many can we send? Just 2. Really? Just 2? Deploy the infantry. Send volunteers. Can only send 2. All right, in that case, we will just send... Nah, in fact, we're not going to send actual divisions. We'll just send air volunteers. And we'll just send 2 bomber air wings. Send them over here. Begin the bombings. I just realized I sent them to Republicans. That used to be an old strategy. I don't even know if that still works. Well, we're about to see a surprise anyway. It might still work. Who knows? Anyway, the 4-year plan. Off we go. So I talked about earlier about the industry bonus here. Usually it's not a good idea to do this. Maybe I should hold back on this one. Yeah, I am actually. I'm going to go for army innovations. See how long I can stall it for. Machine tools is up next. Wants to give him more production efficiency cap, which also gives you more production efficiency growth. And also we have a MIO bonus as well, which is a bonus for the artillery tech. So we can actually give more soft attack for our towed artillery, but it increases the production cost. I think I'm going to go for the production efficiency gain, actually. Just as it describes, it doesn't increase the cap. All it does increases how much production efficiency you can gain. So you can see this number here, it's going up a little bit higher now due to the bonus we've just gone for. It's a win-win. It's just more production overall, so can't really complain about that, can you? Can you complain about that? Please complain in the Please do not complain in the comments below. Haha. All right, we'll do the strat I talked about earlier. So we'll go for the demagogue, which gives you 10% more support. And then we've got 150 political power. We'll go for war economy, which gives a bonus to the amount of construction we get, as well as it reduces consumer goods, so we get more civilian factories that can be used to construction. These are pretty old game mechanics, so I'm not going to really explain these ones in total. All right, we got another bonus here, so we can improve our guns somewhat. Giving soft attack and reliability, that's just a straight up win, so I'm going to go for that. The big however, though, this bonus has not been applied to the existing production line. If you look really closely here, guns itself, you can apply the bonus here. We'll do that now. And you get the 5% soft attack and also the extra reliability. And these are actually decent bonuses early on as well. However, this will cost you 5 XP. I personally think this is too expensive for the bonus that you actually get. I don't actually think it's worth it. It's one of those things early game, I don't feel it pays off until later on, so I don't really think it's a really good idea. So I don't recommend it. But once again, you do you. If you enjoy the LARP with the more up-to-date guns, be my guest. Use the guns. Use them. Enjoy them. Then we're going to rush the medium tank as well. And we're going to take advantage of the fast tank designer, which has some horrendous bonuses, loses reliability and armor. Oh no, why? But regardless, we'll get those bonuses back as we go for the more upgrades for the MIO later on. Also, I've forgotten about naval rearmament. 35-day focuses, giving loads of naval dockyards. It gives you the option to construct battleships quicker. And look, our first battleships are about to roll out. We're over 50% constructed. You could just spit out these battle cruisers at lightning speed now, which is so good to see, because making battleships used to be a really chore, because it would take so long to produce. Look at all the air XP we get now. Look at the air XP, so much. One thing I was forgetting to do is going for the professional officer course. It gives a 5% extra army gain, and I feel like it's always a win. So it's like, why not go for it early? And it's the same with bold attack as well. It gives extra attack bonus for your generals as they level up. The earlier you get, the better you get it, really. I mean, our generals aren't fine right now, so it's not a big deal, but if you forget to click it, it's going to cause a lot of problems. And we have a split between the Republicans and the Nationalists. Oh no, what could go wrong? Well, it is going wrong, and it is wrong. Another 35-day focus, giving naval dockyards. Once again, another win. Another MIO bonus here. This is for the fast tank one. So gaining armor, reliability, sorry, speed and reliability, or just defense. Let's just see where it leads. So it reduces resources penalty. Extra armor, soft attack, breakthrough, defense. Some of these bonuses are not as good as some of the other bonuses for the other MIOs, but clearly this affects all armor, so it tends to benefit me more in the long run. So I'm going to do that one now. All right, let's make the tank that I actually really want to make now. We're going to go for the interwar medium chassis. We're going to go for a rubbish one-man turret, and we're initially going to go for an anti-air gun, and we'll select the fast tank, which gives, wow, massive speed bonus. Also go for the better engine. Yeah, it gives more reliability. Now, this is basic. I'm not going to lie. This is super basic. And I'm going to make it an AA tank too. But remember, the beauty of this is it gives armor to a division, so it makes it a space marine. It tops it off as well. It gives air attack. So that means I have to make air anti-air. Where's the AA? Oh, it's that 18. Add a little bit more armor on. Boom, 80. A little bit more speed, so it goes. Voila, about 80%. That's fine. Boom, done. Now, we can make this division. So we can make this tank. Oh, it's not a division, it's a tank. You can make it significantly better, and one way of making it significantly better would be to add more armor onto it as well as more soft attack, which we will do later. But right now we're just going to get a few of these tanks inside of our production lines and get them working. All right, I've just realized something. I probably should have sent volunteers. Let's just send the volunteers, because I remember there was an old event you used to get that if you were in the Republicans on their side, you get a bonus. I'm not even sure if this event's even a thing anymore, so I'm just going to try and take advantage of it. If it doesn't fire, I'll let you know about it later on. Rommel in the Spanish Civil War as a general? I don't think he was even a general back then. Anyway, off you go, lads. Do what you need to do. Disperse industry, disperse industry. Now, we can go for 4-year plan and get the disperse 3 ahead of time, construction 3 ahead of time, and therefore get a fully more developed industry earlier on. Okay, we got another bonus here. Gaining armor, but loads of production penalty. We want to just improve the amount of damage we can do overall. Is there any ones that give extra production? No, everything just makes it more expensive. No. The armor one's okay though. We'll do the armor. What you can do is assign the ships when they're finished as well onto the existing fleet. So when they're finished now, they'll auto attach. You just have to go through the effort having to attach them. It makes me wonder, you know, like, it's probably less clicks to actually manually assign them, isn't it? You know, I've never even thought of it like that. Wow. It's not really worth it overall anyway. One mistake I run into a little bit earlier that I forgot to mention is I said I only wanted to produce one. I need to keep producing them over and over again. So you got the option here, either just produce 2 rows of these, one of these ones is done, and another row done, then they collapse and delete themselves, or you put it on limited and just keep producing forever and ever. It's just a nice to know, I guess. Okay, the magical button here. Collect your field marshal. Motorize priority 1 and 2. And automatically will make all the supply depots around them that affect them have motorized supply, which does eat into your trains as well as your motorized. But overall, we've produced so many, it doesn't even matter. And overall, you have more supply, so it's a big win. Post your big W's in the comment section, boys. All right, we can do war economy now. Boom. And now we've got access to more civvies, more access to more construction, and more access to more of our economy. And we'll also get a bonus to construction speed for mills if we were producing any mills, which we're not, but we can if we wanted to. One of the rules in Hearts of Iron 4 is sitting on political power is just not a good idea. You really want to be spending it. There are a few exceptions to that rule, but most of the time, 90% of the time, you want to be spending it. We're going to go for stability, which gives these bonuses, which are always worthwhile. When you go to war, you lose a bunch of stability anyway. For obvious reasons. War ain't good, right? Press 1 in the comments if war is good. It's not. If you want to extend your front lines, by the way, you can hold Alt on your keyboard and then right-click and just drag. And you guys will wrap around the outside, around the outside. All right, Lucas, you got the bonuses now. So we got the advantage you got for construction ahead of time, almost 2 years ahead. And because the 100% research speed bonus you've got, that makes it more worthwhile. So just go for it now. And it's actually really, really worth it. Oh no, Spanish Civil War. And I'm stranded. Well, literally, I'm stranded. Wait, no, I'm not. Wait, am I? I don't even know. Anyway, these guys are kind of stranded. So what we're going to try and do is move these guys over, give them a little bit of support, and we might be able to liberate them if we move here. Because it looks like there's no divisions here anyway. Are we going to have time? Yeah, look at that. Oh, so easy. In this case, we might as well just turn around, make a new front line, and let the guys wiggle their way out. We right-click, we can manually tell them to get out of the battle. Nope, they've been encircled again. Maybe we can try and go around this side this time. We can connect the front lines here. Yep, we're back again. I'm going to railroad to the front line. If you press B and right-click, you can railroad them. And we're broken through again, and again, and again. Oh, my goodness. It looks like there's a big gap here, so the Republicans aren't doing very well. So we didn't get the event, so I'll explain the event. There's an event that pops up. It is based upon who sends volunteers to the Republicans first, that you get an event that pops up that allows you to access Republicans' gold. Oh, there it is. Relocate the gold reserves. And I think the Soviet Union got it, but it's not showing, so maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it went to nobody. Who knows? Maybe they fixed it, because it did seem like a bit of a weird bug that you could take advantage of someone's gold reserves when you weren't even at war with them. I'm going to yoink your gold, even though it's a war. Oh, I tell a lie. Here we go. It doesn't make sense, and it still doesn't make sense. Reduces consumer goods by minus 15%. So 1 whole year, lose a little bit of political power. Definitely worth it. And that equates to, I'm not sure because it auto updates, but it might result in some overall more civilian factories. This is such a weird one. This is like an incentive not to invade Denmark. You lose some of your consumer goods, but overall your supplies are more worthwhile. I don't know how I feel about this one. Supply efficiency is so big. I'm gonna do it. Why not? Take advantage of the new features, right? Right? Yep. Okay, so I've just plonked down a few more civs here, but what's done is he's messed up the order. This one's about to complete, so you kind of want this on top. And this one's not constructed at all, so you want them to be in order based on how quickly they're going to construct to min-max your construction line. So there you go. That's the reason why you send volunteers to the Republicans, even though you are a fascist nation. The more you know. All right, next thing we're going to go for is Autobahn, which gives access to maximum infrastructure in a bunch of states, which means you could construct faster within those certain states, which I always think pays off a long time in the long run. Because you can see here, the amount of infrastructure you have depends on the level of construction, and going from 80% to 100%, that's 20% more. But also this state here goes from 60% to 100%, which overall gives a big chunky construction bonus, which is definitely worthwhile to build things a lot quicker. Building early game is kind of the meme of Hearts of Iron 4. We'll also go for this guy as well. The Sudeten Boyo. He's a very cheap advisor, but it gives extra construction. You do lose him when you do Sudan. He's an adamant anti-Sudetener. There's probably some lore to that, but I actually don't know what it is. Tell me in the comments, boys. Also, a bit of air corps here. So officer corps, air corps. The ones you want to go for is this one, which gives ticking air XP. And this one tends to be quite effective because it gives extra range for your fires because it gives more air mission efficiency. It tends to pay off in the long run. So I usually recommend those two. You will change this one out later game when you do get a max amount of air XP. But for now, that's fine. What I'm going to do is create a custom division here. So duplicate this one. Add some artillery onto it. Also add on a tank. We'll use this division later on anyway. I'm going to replace this with a cavalry bonus. Now, due to the way Arms Against Tyranny works, there's extra bonuses now from support companies. So this gives extra 10% soft attack for every battalion of artillery that's in the division itself. So it kind of has a nice bonus that adds up overall. So I'd recommend that. Select the boyos here. Oh, we can't convert them right now because they're out of supply. Are they ever not going to be out of supply, though? This is a weird bug. You can fix this by saving the game and reloading. So I am actually going to do that. Reload it up. We're back in. Did it fix the bug? No, it didn't. Maybe, is it just the fact that we're not next to these ports here, maybe? Let's see if we can fix it by going here. So it was a bit of an exploit in the olden days. If you weren't connected to the front line, you couldn't change the division. And we can actually change the division. So I guess what we could do is deploy these boyos. Everyone back home. No, this won't actually work now. Think about it. No, what I was trying to do is change the division here. Therefore, it will change them whilst they're abroad. But I still can't convert them over anyway. So that's not going to matter. I guess I could change them, but they won't get the new equipment anyway. So what would be the point? Then there would not be any point. No, there's no point in that. Anyway, create a new front line. Push forward. Disperse industry. Off you go, lads. Right now, because they're out of supply, they might be reluctant to even move. Yeah, they are. So they might not even want to move, which is so frustrating that mechanic happens. I have to put them on aggressive, but sometimes that doesn't always work. The fast tank. Do you make them faster or use less fuel? That's a tough call because it's hard to know. Speed is useful because it overall gives more reliability to the division, because therefore you can make it go faster. And producing fuel is useful. Now, speed's going to be better in the long run. Another MIO bonus. We go for incoming torpedoes. Yeah, sure. I'm just going to go for the ones that give armor. So this gets excessive, and the Paradox devs were aware this is excessive, constantly assigning MIO points. What I'm going to do from now is show you a little hack. If you want to go for this one, you can just hold down shift and see that one, and if you go into queue list here, it'll show you which one it will select. So what you can now do is just automatically select the ones you want to go for. You don't have to keep manually doing it manually. Light attack, that one, that one, that one, and then that one, and then that one. Yeah, I did those in the wrong order. Let's do that again. And yeah, and yeah. There we go. So we signed all of them now, so we'll never have to come back to this. But maybe later on when we select a policy, which is kind of like a side thing. I used to forget policies even exist. You assign political power into something, and it gives like a bonus. But some of them are quite girthy as well, so maybe we'll come back to that if I remember. All right, the Autobahn's done. Then we're going to go for the Civs here. And also, there's no point constructing here anymore. So what I'm going to do is hold down shift and control and build in the Autobahn regions, these ones. It's usually a good idea to make some synthetics, and maybe I'll make that later on. But it seems a bit of a waste not to finish these buildings when they're partially constructed. So we'll just produce another one. Once again, holding shift to assign it to the top. Finish these ones, then continue construction into the Autobahn region, therefore getting the main maximum construction bonus. This is an interesting choice here. So you've got the soft attack bonus, which is awesome. You can lose some soft attack to gain production efficiency, which is cool, particularly if you're a country that doesn't have a lot of production. Or you can lose the production efficiency but gain extra soft attack. Now, this is a win for me. And I'll do the same thing again. I'm going to hold shift and select the ones that I want. So extra breakthrough. That's 8% production cost. Okay, I'm going to have to do it. This reliability, soft attack, hard attack, breakthrough, defense, hard attack. Why not? All the bonuses. Stack them all nice and high. Okay, someone bought some of our rubbish tanks. Yay. And we gained some production capacity surplus, which is construction bonus. Is there anything else we can sell? Some old tanks again. Sell the maximum price. Some old planes too. Do you know what? I actually want to do that too. Sell the old planes. So what's happening is I produce the new, more up-to-date planes, and then the old models then get redistributed back to the logistics pool. And now they're here. So in that case, we might as well just put them on the market and sell them and see if anyone buys them. They might not. Who knows? Oh, selling to Peru planes, selling planes to the nationalist Spain, even though we're fighting against them. Double dealing. That's cute. Oh my goodness. Encirclement. Oh, and they've connected the railway lines. Can I change the division now? We can. So what I'm going to do now is change the icon to whatever guns. Make it a priority, meaning all equipment will be given to this division over all of the divisions when it comes down to actual production. And then we convert it over. And there we go. Damage. We should be able to do a lot more damage now. All right. The front lines collapse now. Will they move forward by themselves? No. This is an old glitch, this with the Spanish Civil War, that if you send it to the Republicans, which I guess Paradox didn't predict you would as Germany, you end up in a situation where you can't use battle plans. Why? I have no idea. Anyway, this one gives civs as well. Go for that one. Oh, look at all the civs we've got now. So many civvies. Whoosh. And as you can see, when we're attacking now, we're doing so much more damage. Top it off as well. I'm going to add more artillery on, so we'll do it. Even more damage. More damage. Can I just creep to their front lines and fix them? That'd be really amusing if I could and no one would stop me. Oh, nobody's stopping me. They're mad. All right, another bonus here for the artillery. So once again, I'm going to stack these. So production, soft attack, production efficiency gain. Yeah. Oh, I need this one. Okay, so I have to delete a few of these ones off. So then, yep. And yeah, if you couldn't follow that because it was quick, just pause and have a look at this. And look, I've seen the list. I just prioritize it for the ones that I think give the best bonus. A lot of the time you decide in between quality over quantity. A lot of the time that's the dumb answer. Or sometimes it's a choice between soft attack and hard attack. You always want soft attack, and a lot of time production quality versus quantity just depends on your own nation that you are playing. It's that easy, or is it? I don't know. So what I'm gonna do now is just make these guys move forward, grab the victory points, and hopefully cap them. And there we go, cap them. Easy. I'll make a front line here, holding Alt, X, front line, move over, and do what you need to do. Can I send more volunteers? Can you send another one? I can send 2 more. And I will do. So select 2 boyos, rate them away, convert them to the better division. Might just give it a few days for the equipment to reinforce. Yep, 84%. And 94%. There we go. 10 volunteers, boom, off you go. It's going to work on some more infantry equipment techs as well because I've got nothing else to really work on. I realize I've got a better chassis right now. I didn't mess up here. I should have selected auto upgrade here, and I messed up on that one, so I'm gonna have to make another one. But at the end of the day, it's not really a complex piece of gear anyway. So here we go. Medium tank chassis. Same again. We'll go for the small turrets, the basic anti-air. We're gonna include the MIO bonuses too, which is mostly speed. But now we're gonna invest a little bit more into armor. Skirts is always a win, and then usually machine guns is usually good too. And if you can't fit any more turrets on for machine guns, you add on additional machine gun. There you go. And also reliability is good, so I usually go for the diesel engine. Oh, look at that speed. Oh, yes. And then add on as much armor as you can without completely destroying the reliability. And that looks special. The only downside to this is the production cost now is like 2 or 3 times more than the old tank. So just an FYI. Boom. Produce them. Off you go. All right. New guys have arrived. I've attached them on. Control left click. Off you go. Oh, these guys are going to do so much damage. I'm actually going to put them on aggressive. A little bit of planning bonus. Could do staff office plan. Yeah, why not? Maximum planning bonus. Maxed out. Off you go, lads. And to pair that with our air force, we're going to do maximum damage. Once again, just blitzkrieging through. So the beauty of this division is you can kind of battle plan it, and it just does insane damage. Just sweeps everyone up, mops the whole lot up. Job's a good one. This is a good one to go for. It gives you a reduction of consumer goods for your bombers, but you also bombers cost more. Makes bombers cost more. Yeah, there you go. Highly recommend you don't do that one if you're producing bombers, but I'm not producing bombers, so it makes no difference to me. Haha! I think it's time for Anschluss. Yep, so we basically annex Austria. Unification of the Germanies. Once again, selling things on the market is a really good idea. Potentially if you've got excess, and we have loads of excess. So in this case, we're going to sell off... Oh, I don't want to sell off some of the more premium fighters, so we'll sell off the old ones. And that's going to be it, really. Can't really sell anything. I'm going to sell. No, that'll be fine. The beauty of being involved in this is you're gaining army XP and you are leveling up your generals as well. So it tends to be a win-win situation. Overall, you're going to get infantry leader quicker. You're going to get more attack bonus when you level up your generals. So overall, you want to be involved in this war because, I mean, that's what the Germans did, right? So Messerschmitt has been upgraded based on the amount of funding I put into it. So same thing again. I think I'm going to focus on production. Yep, and also focus also on a sideline towards... agility, because agility is how you win dogfights. It's like a defensive bonus that only applies for dogfighting. Yep, and yep. Okay. So you're probably wondering, hang on, Dave, you meant to be showing every single click. Well, I'm not clicking. It's just automated. I did move the Air Force over, but for the most part, the Air Force are doing damage in combination of the troops on the ground. So it's a win-win situation. Automated combat. Ah, I love it. I'm going to go for advanced machine tools, and everything right now is looking super spicy. I'm really happy with everything. I'm going to deploy a few more air wings as well. These are more up-to-date fighters, and immediately when I deploy them, I'm going to shift left click and exercise them to level 3. Anschluss. Goodbye. Austria. Select their divisions, convert them to my regular division, add them to the main army, and then at this point, I think I can do Sudan. Yes, I can. Czechoslovakia, I want to buy out of you. At this point, I guess we still make some more civs because we've got maximum amount. You can never have too many civs as Germany. Trust me, you'll be in situations, particularly if you're getting bombed, you're going to need extra ones. So my advice is take advantage of that. Denmark has cancelled our trade agreement. Denmark? How could you? Also, there's the question of Yugoslavia. If you put more pressure on Yugoslavia, you can make them a Croatian coup. I'm not really sure of the parameters that make that actually fire. And to be honest with you, I don't really like Croatia existing, to be honest with you. That's right. Dave is a confirmed Croatia hater. And yeah, I prefer to own the land directly myself. Okay, I've disbanded the army accidentally here. Rommel. And we'll go for the field marshal. And then I'm trying to press X to sign a front line, and it's not actually working. What is actually happening? X. Okay, there we go. I did have a front line. That explains it. All right, a bunch of advisors that are always worthwhile. Infantry expert, armor genius, extensive conscription, and there you go. New artillery, and we'll take advantage of it because it'll be taking advantage of the MIO bonuses. Yeah, so whenever you research something new, all the old MIO bonuses will stack onto it, and you don't have to pay any army XP to upgrade it. So this is the latest and greatest model. Top it off with producing that one now as well. Okay, we want to produce even more artillery now and less on the guns, so we'll just move that around. And then we'll instigate the attack again. And whoosh, and off they go. Once again, it doesn't make a big difference at the end of the day if the Spanish win or the Republicans win. I know historically the Nationalists won and they did align more with the Germans than they did with the Allies. However, they didn't join the war, so it doesn't make a great deal of difference. But overall, you do you. End of the day, I just want XP. That's the reason why I'm here. Okay, don't make the mistake I'm about to make. So you want to make sure your plane auto upgrades and also your tank auto upgrades. This saves you a lot of XP and a lot of messing around, having to change the configurations around whenever you upgrade the chassis or upgrade the engines, for instance. Speaking of engines, actually, I think I'm probably going to do that with planes now. Bigger machine guns? Yeah, we'll do that. I'm going to take advantage of Messerschmitt because that's where I've been investing my MIO points into. The Munich conference. Goodbye, Czechoslovakia. Well, nom. Chunk of them taken away anyway. Meanwhile, in Spain, nom nom nom. Now, every now and then, I will manually move them towards a supply region. So I press F4, which is this one, supply map mode. And then I kind of beeline them towards supply depots, like this one I push towards. There's also this one here too, so I probably just want to negotiate into it. And with the firepower these divisions have, as well as the air support, they'll be able to just chew through these areas nice and easy, like a knife through. So right now, our civilian industry is looking pretty fire. So what I'm going to do is build some refineries. You will need a little bit of fuel and a little bit of rubber when you are producing your planes, as well as your tanks. And my advice is get on that immediately. When I'm done with this excavation tech, I'll take advantage of the bonus that I'll get for rubber out of our refineries. Okay, if you want to look how big your army size is, click on army, click on the tank, the little piece of paper here. You can see you're just below 1 million. So if I deploy all these boyos now, this pushes me over 1 million, and you never really need more than 1 million anyway. So you can see here, Danzig War requires 950k manpower divisions in the field. So now you've done this, you have your army size that you do need. And if you want to convert your entirety of your army into the division you need, you can have a little look here how much equipment you need. So right now we're behind on artillery and we're quite far behind on tanks as well. So it's doable with manpower and infantry equipment, but everything else sadly not. Got an option here to improve the MIO, give an extra defense for a tank. Tanks don't have a lot of defense to begin with, so why would I take advantage of that? If I did do that, they gave me 0.2 defense. Just think about the decisions you're making when you improve your tanks and whatnot. Don't improve them just for the sake of it. There's just not much point. And if you want to know if there's a MIO upgrade available, it's that little plus sign here. It'd be nice if Paradox made this plus sign when you click on it auto upgrade, wouldn't it? That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? No, yes, wouldn't it? I would like that. And there we go, going for the rubber bonus. And also get rid of Czechoslovakia. Balkans! Bulgaria would like claims. Yeah, sure, whatever. So basically building relationships with Bulgaria by saying they can eat up their former territory so you can build alliances with them. Why would you want Bulgaria as part of the Axis? I don't know. Building bridges in the Balkans. It rhymes. Those Balkan bridges. So you can see I'm right-clicking here to push into this region and grab the victory point. So now these guys are mainly isolated. And what I could do is just snake this guy around the corner here. Make a front line using X and dragging it. Tell him to push. And if I push into here, is it going to work? Just want to cut them off here. So therefore I can cause this as encirclement. Yeah, and it's encirclement now because there's nowhere to run to. There's no port to run out of, so these guys are well and truly stuck. And good. Spain, Italy, what were you thinking? I believe you do gain like an extra bonus of XP whenever you encircle a division. They added that a long time ago. I'm not sure how good it is or how effective it is, but look, these guys are all trained up pretty high, so I guess it works somewhat. And for some reason, light machine guns don't naturally upgrade to heavy machine guns, so you have to manually change them over. They're not seen as a one-for-one upgrade, even though they kind of do the same kind of thing. But there you go. Done. Next upgrade is we're going to go for survivability studies. There's like a mix between the amount of air attack, also a mix between the amount of defense on a plane without hurting the agility to get the perfect fighter plane. It's just kind of a bit of a balancing act, really. There isn't a new meta, but they have adjusted the stats in the back end, and agility used to be king. I think it still is king, but not as effective as it used to be. We're going to go for the historical one here. We're actually going to make the Slovakian puppet state. No, actually, I don't want to do that. Alternatively, I could do partition with Hungary, which does give me... No, actually, it's the Slovakian one that gives me compliance. Oh, well, I messed up. Anyway, we're going to change the occupation to local police force. Do you know what? Actually, no. Local police force is the default, meaning all new land will be local police force. But the area for Czechoslovakia is going to be civilian oversight. And the reason why I'm doing that is I know this territory can build compliance over time, and I think I want to get the compliance up here just to bring the resistance down and take advantage of the resources here. So I'm going to change this onto horse, which I think this is just a plain old horse. From Austria, it is. And then what we'll do is go into here and prioritize garrisons, meaning the resistance won't get as high as it normally would do, because I'm always going to push it down by fulfilling our garrisons. Does that make sense? Yes. Meanwhile, in Spain, Madrid has right click, fallen. There we go. And the Spanish Civil War is practically over now. So we can move our planes over now, I guess. There's a kind of a weird bug going on here that the planes don't reinforce. Is this because there's a lack of planes, maybe? I'm not actually sure. I always think this region is really difficult to get resources into, so that's kind of the reason why this usually happens. But regardless, move your planes around, put them into regions that are actually fighting to take advantage of all the bonuses. And we can see this pocket's closed. If you've not got a battle plan, they might not close it manually, so I'm going to tell them to do it. United Kingdom wants to limit naval rearmament. Seen this event fire for me. Is it something to do with my production and my ships? I actually don't know, but look how many we've produced. There you go. So you double click it, it'll select only that variant. We made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these boyos. Show how many you can pump out in short term with the production that you've currently got. How awesome is that? We'll take advantage of that later. Is it going to work? It might not. Hey, stay tuned for the final part of this video and you'll find out. This video will be timestamped, by the way, so you'll be able to catch up with anything you may have missed. All right, we're going to go for cold liquefaction to get the bonuses for rubber. And then we'll go to war with Poland, I guess. The Queen has died of Norway. F in the chat. I've never seen that event before. Do you even play this game, Dave? Hey, I'm going to admit right now, on a personal level, I've actually struggled to gel with this expansion. Not that it's a bad expansion, it's nice and it's done really well. It's just maybe me, or maybe I'm starting to feel myself distance myself with Hoy a little bit more than usual. And you guys in the chat are going to tell me, well, play games whatever you want to play. And I do play games I want to play. However, guys, I don't think you guys want to see me play Fortnite or FIFA. Please say in the comments if you'd like to see that. And then I know you're a liar. How dare you lie to me? And their advisor that pays off really well in the long term is the Prince of Terror. I ignore the name. But overall, it gives non-combat power, which is okay. But it also gives 25% reduction to damage to garrisons. Once again, pays off in the long run. You're going to be occupying a lot of territory. My advice, get that. Get it. Get it. Good it. Also, I've seen some upgrades here for the tank. Gives defense. Don't want that. And the plane, the upgrade is going to give you reliability. I'll take that. Also, the artillery, the upgrade is going to give soft attack. It's just too good on artillery. It's too good to ignore, so I can't say no to it. I think what we're going to do is import a little bit of tungsten just to keep the production efficiency up and also the production up. And also a little bit of rubber as well. Yeah. So little inside info here. When you're lacking resources, not does it hurt the bottom line of the production per day, but it also hurts the amount of production efficiency you gain over time. So it kind of had two things. Initial production is lower, and also potentially long-term progression of production efficiency can be hurt as well. So it's a double whammy effect. So just be aware of that. But if it's around about 5% or less production, probably don't care about. But when it gets above 10%, maybe you want to keep an eye on that one. It all depends on how much do we need of that said equipment. Rubber! And then more rubber. And that gives +1 rubber. So overall now, we have a little bit of a local supply of rubber. We're planting rubber trees in Germany. And I like to say that because someone in the comments always gets really, really mad whenever I do. So yes, we're literally planting rubber trees in Germany. That is actually what's happening in the game. Stay mad, boys. More air wings. Yes, yes, yes. We don't want the old ones, though. And then exercise to level 3. And then sell the old crud on the market. Look at all this old equipment. Look at all these old tanks you get. So this historically happened. So when Germany annexed Czechoslovakia, they took advantage of all of their stockpile tanks, and they had a lot. 1,000 light tanks. Oh my goodness. There's so much old stuff here too. Do I just sell the lot? I just want to sell the stuff that's kind of like just pieces of equipment, you know, the little bits. Why have I got AA from Sweden? Have I taken some equipment from Spain in the Civil War? I think I may have. All right, so we just sold off all the other bits of crap right now. That one. Yeah, that'll do. So just say max to all of them. I wish there was a hotkey for this as well. Maybe if you pray hard enough to Paradox, maybe one day they'll add a hotkey so you can just change them all to maximum. I don't know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. And sell at maximum price. Boom, off you go. Gain MIO points. Yes, give me construction. Oh, and if you actually hover over here, it gives you a breakdown where you get in the actual market money from. You can see Hungary, Romania, and Venezuela. Nice. Nice. And also you can see the lines of the map where it's traveling from and to. Wow, interactive. I'm not joking, I actually really like that feature. I'm not being condescending. Here they are, the boys of Africa have arrived back. The boys. All right, so we can improve our plane right now. I don't think we're going to be able to, though. The armor plates reduces range, but self-sealing doesn't, but it increases the rubber cost. Oh, and it is doable as well. This is like the perfect 1930s plane. So you're taking advantage of air attack, defense, agility, as well as the perfect balance of armor. That is a winner of a plane. A beauty. All right, we're going to make an agency because it's always good for naval invasions, so it's always something to work on. We're going to try and convert the entirety now of our army. Actually, what we'll do first is just S to split them all and split them into 4 chunks. Maybe we have to do the 5 chunks, actually. There we go. 5. So the 14s go on here. Oh, these are my best boys. No. They're going to go into the actual main fighting army. And then go here. Yeah, so these 14 are just going to hold the Maginot. Then 114 is going to go here. And this is surprising because this is the one that's got the best division. So go here. And then the other 2, well, 3, we'll cancel the orders for this one, is shift left click on all of them. Put them into a field marshal group and attach it to Walter. Then if I select the field marshal, hold shift and press Z and left click, I make a field marshal front line. So what this will mean is they will all move to this front. I'm also going to get rid of this for Hungary. Yeah, there you go. And now they all move to where they magically need to go. Amazing. And also, to top it off, I'll start converting more and more to the more ideal template, which is going to be this one. Have we got the equipment for that? We do. Can we do another army? Another one? Yes, we can. Then we'll do another one. Yes, we can. I think we can do them all. And now we're lacking equipment. So we'll not do them all because that way we can balance our logistics perfectly. And we'll shift left click onto exercise, get them to level 3, and then exercise them all up. Also, we're having supply problems. Look at all this red. So what you can do is select your field marshal, click once, click twice, and if you look, most of the orange and red is going to disappear when I press space. Oh, that was so perfect. Apart from here, that upsets me. But regardless, that's it. That's how you do it. Supply now sorted. Equipment all sorted. Perfect. I think we go for synthetic rubber because +2 rubber per refinery is pretty big. What's going to happen when we're at war? We'll have access to no rubber, so take advantage of that now. All right, best general is going to be the one here. So we'll select Rommel because he's got experience of Spain. Then we'll just assign a bunch of other generals. It doesn't matter as much. I guess the only one that really does matter is the one here, because you can select a guy who's more beneficial with defense. Albert Kessering. Yes, he'll do. Exercise. Off you go. So I'll say it again. Look at your logistics. Look at them. See what you're lacking. Right now, everything is going amazing. However, support equipment could be better. So it's just something to FYI. Something else that could be a good idea, going for logistics. Something you go a lot earlier with because logistics always eats into your supply in the long run. So just be aware of that. I like refineries, so I'm just going to make a few more. 1 and 2, and then more civvies. Yeah. Construction and production is looking perfect. I'm happy where we're going. There's always something I always forget about, so when it happens, I'll let you know. Spies are done, so the place that's going to be the strugglest. The place that's going to be the most difficult one to crack is the UK. The Britain is the crack. I know, I live there. Localized training centers, which gives the spy that's a double agent of Britain, so therefore can build a network quicker. It just tends to work out. Plus, it's an upgrade, so you can work towards getting another spy, so that's always a win. Well, you got excess crud. Sell it on the market. Oh, it's so easy to do, and I love that feature. Why not give me more construction? That's probably the reason why I've got so many civilian factories as Germany right now, because I've been selling things on the market, making a profit, and then it pays right into the construction. Synthetic rubber. Look at the amount of rubber we've got. Wow. So we're going to start working on the new improved small frame. And look at all the bonuses you get now. This just shows the impact of the amount of traits you add stacking. So we've got agility, we've got max speed, air attack, all the stuff that you need for a plane anyway. So do it. Localized training centers. Go into your decisions, select Britain, and this will give you a free spy. However, it doesn't let you assign the free spy until you've got an extra slot. So just go for stuff you'd normally go for anyway now, like S-pills to reduce detection, as well as the army departments that improve research in certain areas, for instance. All the good stuff. More rubber. Once again, right now, 37 rubber. You're probably like, Dave, that's way too much rubber. Why do you need that much? Trust me, you do. Logistics. And then just logistics too. We're going to need a lot of this. So in this case, we're going to add it on right now. I have a feeling we might need more motorized. No, we don't. Oh, so lucky. Oh, wow. We bounced it just perfectly. 3 mils is perfect. So you go. I normally go for army department, S-pills. If you're looking for Air Force or Navy, you can go for those ones too. Negotiation techniques is also pretty sweet as well. That's pretty much it. I don't usually do ciphers very often. But once again, this is a game where you play how you want to play. You do you. Play around, have a laugh, have fun. Good luck, have fun. All right, Eastern claims, then we can do Danziger War. We're coming close to that September date in 1939. Day that will live in infamy. Wait, no, that's Pearl Harbor. Oh, it's one of those infamy dates anyway. Also, if you look, Rommel has the option to go for infantry expert. 10% attack is bloody huge. So I'm going to slide him to the right. And when he attacks now, he's going to hit so unbelievably hard. Do you do Rommel hard? Let me know in the comments below. I'd be very surprised if you didn't do Rommel hard, to be honest with you. All right, the boys are almost trained up. Be aware, if you are exercise them in low supply regions, they do seem to exercise a lot slower, and you end up getting more attrition because you're low supply. So you might notice if you're like in a red zone, let's just say if you were right here in Hungary, and you're exercising, you might be exercising to a level where you're not really even getting that much XP. However, you're burning through intense amounts of equipment. Just be aware of that. It's just a thing that a lot of newbie players end up doing. Danzig! Oh, war! Poland! It is time to make a decision. And there we go. We're all exercised up. So there are a few things you might need to invest into early on. There's 2 things that always seem to become an issue. Like the lowlands is always a traffic jam. So build up the railway here, and also the way here, and also the way here. Gives a little bit more supply of this region, just a little bit more flexibility. Also, you might find yourself getting bombed quite a lot. So making a little bit of AA just to distract them to move to a different region is worthwhile. The way it tends to work is if they're bombing Western Germany and you build lots of AA here, they'll just move to a different area. But that's okay, because that means then you can move your planes in that region and shoot them down one by one. You've got a little bit more control. So you kind of just want to make AA to push them into a different region. For instance, if you look closely, if I do F8, you can see most of my rubber and oil is in Western Germany, and mostly in a little bit also in Northwest. So I guess I want to protect these ones more than I want to protect Eastern Germany. But then there's a lot of factories there as well. I don't know, play it by ear, just see what's best for you. Overall, I think I need to be prioritizing these railways. I think that's super important. I'm going to get those ones done immediately. Okay, focus on AA is good because you can get the AA upgrades. Remember, we put the tank on auto upgrade. So when he gets this one, it'll auto upgrade to it. And when you get this one, it'll auto upgrade to it. Air attack. Air attack is awesome. It also gives piercing and it also gives some soft attack, which is also brilliant as well. So win, win, win. Plane has an upgrade, more reliability. You can get the reliability so high now. Do it. Another thing I don't usually do is usually getting more planes in the air is usually a better idea, but I like upgrading planes now because you can get more air attack, more defense, more agility. Quality definitely means more than quantity when it comes down to planes. However, with tanks and stuff, that upgrade, speed, defense, breakthrough, yeah, sure, whatever. Also, high command, it's always good to fill them out. So in this case, what can we go for? I always like this one, reduce attrition, just we hold on to our equipment just a little bit longer. Logistics 2, can we do 3? No, it's too ahead of time. However, you do want engineers too, because it unlocks flamers, and flamers give lots of juicy bonuses to attacking. I'll take advantage of that one. The end of the League of Nations. Soviets have declared war on Finland. They've done that really early. Is this when the Winter War was? Do you even know history, Dave? Come on, Dave. Come on, Dave. So we want to do Danzig War. It's about to happen now. Mr. Rommel will go here. We'll have them all on a balanced approach. And also the rest of the army is going to push as well. What will they say? Danzig or war? We're also going to go around the Maginot. And they say no. And we declare war. War! We're back. So what I'm going to do to begin with is just put my dudes on interception in a bunch of regions. Just to gauge what's going to happen next. I'm not sure what will happen, honestly. But if we have them on interception, what it just means is they'll only launch their planes in the event of intercepting enemy bombers. And that's what they are doing. And once again, the ratio is looking pretty favorable. I'm not going to lose that many fighters anyway. Anyway, the war has been declared. I realized I didn't make a front line. Ah, that was bad because I'm not taking advantage of the planning bonus. Shit. Oh, well. Go. Off we go, lads. As you can see, my initial boils are breaking through. I'm going to put these guys on aggressive, actually. Just push, push, push. The amount of damage they're going to deal is going to be eye-watering high anyway. Hungary would like to join the war. You know, Hungary, you're just going to become a liability. You're not doing that. And you can see here, they're attacking us and spreading out. So this is usually a good time to make a little bit of AA. But overall, the ratios are really in my favor. Look how this. 1 loss for me, 10 losses for them, and they've almost got double the amount of planes. This is a win for me. And they're also bombing Czechoslovakia, but once again, probably because they got planes based in Poland. Don't worry about that for now. Slow, gradual push through Poland. Nothing too heavy. We'll just let the battle plans take care of it for now. So you can see stability drop right now. Stability is a problem because it affects a lot of bonuses like you can see here, like factory output. It's usually a good idea to keep them nice and high. The big, however, as well, it has a big impact on resistance. If I go F6, you can see it's getting quite high in Czechoslovakia. What I can do is do improved working conditions. And these will also give 2% improvements as well. Just 2% pushes of your stability. But it also gives party ideology, which can give more stability as well. So you lose a bit of stability initially to gain 2% overall net gain by going for the anti-democratic raids. And wow, this went really well. If you hold control and right click on the battle, this is a support attack. It means that when the battle ends, they don't all move in one place and just end up with loads of supply traffic jams in the middle. Only a few of them will move initially forward. Gonna go aggressive here and finish off because right now Poland is pretty much beat. Around the Maginot, what a night. Poland F. You're gonna need a bunch of guns here because I've noticed there's a rolling problem. This when you start to get resistance in these regions, they tend to snowball and get higher and higher. Anyway, Rommel, you're going to be in the Dutch. Then we got another army here. Z, X to do the front line. Z, X to do the front line. Off you go. And then the other guy, I think I might just put them on the coastline here. Because sometimes it's rare it happens, but France, sometimes there's a naval invasion. It's really annoying, but it happens. It is what it is. Extra naval dockyards? Yes. Make another ship. Why not? And another one. Oh my goodness, how many have we got now? I forget how much naval construction that Poland has. Fixing a lot of repairs here, so I'm going to just shove these to the top. It'd be kind of cool if this was automated. Maybe in future Paradox will add an option to automatically assign civvies into construction, so that can be an automated process. That would be pretty ace. Oh, an ace. Ace, ace, ace. So what they're doing is logistical strikes here. That's what's causing the mass amount of traffic jams, which is frustrating, but it's not a big deal. Anyway, Rommel, do your worst. Whoosh. So if you're struggling to break through here, which is quite common, one thing you could do is just check your supply, see if it's coming by coastline. You can block it off by blocking it here like this. Alternatively, you can specifically build railways and build them up higher. And if you're struggling as well, feel free to bring your planes in as well to help out and do a little bit of bombing as well, just to help you give that extra push. But as you can see right now, these divisions are so heavily trained. Rommel is such an experienced general. Right now, I don't even have to do anything. This is just autopilot and F for the Netherlands. Done. Same again, I'm going to wrap around, go here with the existing army, and then Rommel can go here as well. But this is an issue where you get like a traffic jam problem. You go Control B, by the way, on your keyboard. You can toggle railwaying. You do lose all your org when you're railwaying, but you get to the front line a lot quicker. Look at how quick they arrive. Amazing. So this is the reason why you build so many civvies, guys. Look at this. Look at the construction queue here. Yeah, I know I could take care of this by putting the planes in the right place, but what happens if you put them on Western Germany, the AI spots that and just moves them somewhere else? It's so annoying, but it is what it is. Let's see if we can see the AI do this. I might be wrong, actually. We might have an egg on my face right now. This might go completely wrong. No, we're actually combating them when they're not moving. I was totally wrong. But look at the ratios. We lost 3, they lost 20. So you can see there's a quality advantage when it comes down to dogfighting. That definitely plays a massive part in the fights that you're seeing right now. Maybe we should go for the bigger engine in the plane as well. Remember, big engine lets you stack more modules in the plane. So more machine guns, more bomb bays, more armor. And without the extra engine, you can't let them take off. And what thing's going to happen here is when you unlock a new module for your planes. So when you unlock a new chassis shape, you get an extra module slot. So we won't be able to equip it out with any more because we've not got the bigger engine from it. So that can be a concern. So let's get on that immediately. All right, war support is a good thing. You lose war support if you get in combo raided or bombed. There's a few decisions you can click to get up to 100% again. Worth a go. These will also give you a ticking amount of war support depending if you're getting bombed or hit or taking lots of casualties. And as you can see right now, this is the traffic jam I always talk about. So what we can do is try and up it by building the railways. One thing to do is improve it by a very small margin. Done, done, done. And repair the railways. I think it's just best to push through here. Yeah, break through. Break through here. No, not here. This one. If you want to double click on the generals, by the way, it tells you which ones you want to activate. Because there's no point activating the ones that are not in actual battle situations. And also break through into Luxembourg too. There's 2 things you want to do here that's really important. When they initially break through, is you want to kind of guide them a little bit, because otherwise they're going to form, as I always say, FeedBackGaming, who talks about traffic jams. He's playing a Hoi 4 game, but talking about city skylines. Why does he do that? Otherwise, you want to move forward to prevent those traffic jams from happening, because you want to be pushing into these areas of supply depots to alleviate the pressure on supply in these regions. You can see, you can actually see an issue happening in the north here, the red bit here. So you want to sort that out immediately. And you can right click and hold shift. You can actually guide them where they're going to be moving and breaking the Belgiums pretty easily. If someone's from the Belgium, what are they called? Are they Belgiumers? Belgium landers? I don't know. Tell me in the comments, boys. Anyway, research slots. We'll go for it, because why not? Also, another one to go for earlier on is this one too. 10% construction for railways. I mean, that's always useful before you build a bunch of railways, right? I've also realized too is this is actually a specialized artillery army, but one of them here isn't. And these guys are causing a traffic jam. Do you know what? I should really swap them around. Yeah, we'll do that. Swap them around now. And then the guys here, where are you? There you are. I'll do Z front line, X front line. Off you go. Switch them around. The White Death. Nothing to do with me because that's a Finland thing. Brussels has fallen. Boom. And that is the end of Belgium. No? Yes, it is. All right. This is the moment where you need to manually click. You need to be pushing directly into the French here because the front lines collapse and grabbing their victory points and slicing through them. Very, very important. This is the time you want to be doing it. And of course, having them on aggressive is going to be helpful. What does happen here? The slip becomes a slide. The initial slip is you get a traffic jam. Then the slide happens when you can't move any further forward because your organization and the attack penalties are too low. Right now, we're in a slip. Don't make the slip become a slide, boys. Keep pushing. Keep going. Keep pushing into the front line. You could do it. I believe in you. Cuba's embargoed me. Clearly, this is the beginning of the end. Or is it? So what we're doing, selecting the divisions we want, right-click to attack, holding shift to make chained front lines. Like here, shift, shift. It's just a matter of breaking that initial front line, grabbing initially some of these supply depots here, and then your Paris will be open, and it's a goner. Realize we're on a max air XP, so pause here, go into your officer course, change this onto aircrew surveys, and then we're also going to select your close air warfare maybe, and then select the doctrines, because you can't bank more than 500 XP for air, land, and navy. So there's no point doing it because that's just a massive waste. So just keep going. Push, push, push. The reason we're getting so much air XP is because we're getting some of it from fighting over Western Germany. I really thought they'd pull out here. So maybe building a few AAs here would be actually worthwhile. Plus, you've got the 100% construction bonus here, so that might be worth it as well. Just something to think about. Once again, diminished returns when you're building static AA, because the AI is sneaky and just moves the plane somewhere else. It's more of a deterrent than an actual realistic way of shooting down bombers. Okay, things are looking pretty good. Once again, initially making those breakthroughs, but once again, supply is becoming a problem. And here's the reason why. The AI always does this. It's frustrating. But when you get stuck here, they want to supply it by the coastline. It's probably because this is a more ideal supply route. So what you want to do is select the English Channel, click on block, and now it'll prioritize everything by land. Look at that. Everything's green again. How annoying is that? The AI always gets it wrong there, and I don't know why. Anyway, building railways too, because you want to keep the supply up. Boosh! Your plane has finished, but unfortunately we can't deploy this plane because this plane has more weight. Therefore, it can't even take off, so we need to wait for the new engine before we could do anything. How annoying is that? Very annoying. All right, are things making progress here? I don't want to keep pushing on aggressive if I'm not actually making gains. I don't think I am. So what I'm going to do is push. Stop. H to hold. Delete the front line for you. Field Marshal, hold Shift and Z, right click, and go here. Then we're just going to build some planning bonus, exercise on the front line just to mock the enemy as you do, and build up for the next push. You can see your supply is looking a lot better. I'm happy with this. Max Air XP. We got the PP to go for the advisor we have, and the one we want to go for is the Air Warfare Specialist. And what are we going to go for? Strategic Destruction has the best bonuses for fighters. You've got the agility here. You've got the air superiority bonus. You've got the dogfighting experience. Yeah, I think that's the one we're going to do. Ground support, boom, boom. There we go. Almost maxed out our doctrines in one huge swoop. Would make more sense, wouldn't it? It would take like 30 days at least to complete one of them to study this thing other than just doing it instantly. I always thought that was a bit strange. All right, just waiting. Building planning bonus, exercising to level 3. Once again, I wouldn't recommend doing this if you're not really massively pro at Hoi. If this is like your first venture into Hoi, my advice is probably don't exercise on the front line. I think we're all good to go now. We've got max planning bonus. We've gone aggressive too. Maybe we'll combat it with a little bit of air support as well. Yeah, we actually are going to do that. Air superiority, close air support, in position. G to merge up the boyos. 3, 2, 1, aggressive, and push. You can see initially with the green bubbles here, we are actually winning the battles, but they are last standing, which will cause them to hold longer, but they will sustain some excruciating, eye-watering casualties from telling them that they cannot move any further forward. We've got a little breakthrough in the south here. The north is looking better. Once again, once the last stand expires and they feel the losses of equipment, that's when the slip becomes a slide. I keep saying that. I know it's my new catchphrase. And that is the end of France. Yeah, triumph in France. Did we do historical? No, I can't be bothered. I don't like Vichy France. Press 1 in the chat if you like Vichy France. Nobody likes Vichy France. Come on. And pop goes the France. Rommel, can you... No, actually, someone else can tidy that up. Here we go here. Right, everyone can be converted now to the best division. Have we actually got enough of these? Actually, we're a little bit low on the AA tanks. Interesting. However, the bombing continues. So we're just going to fight them in the air now. And you can see the ratios are massively in my favor. We're just blitzing them away now. This is usually a good time because you've got excess civilian factories to build a little bit of AA. Just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. And spreading it out a little bit too. Yeah, there we go. All right. We have breathing space now. And I've forgotten about research. I was focused on the battles so much more. So we're going to go into support here and go for later landing craft. I guess we could invade Denmark as Norway as well, couldn't we? You could actually go for it here and it gives you actually a bonus to getting the naval tech. Oh, should I do that? I really should, shouldn't I? I'd be silly not to take advantage of the bonuses the game gives me. Artillery, anti-air, catching up on everything, more boats. I get a lot of messages from people who are in the Navy and they say, don't call them boats, they're ships, Dave. Come on, there's a difference. One of them is manly and one of them's a little dinghy. Come on, know the difference. Reliability for guns, I don't even know what difference that makes to me in the long run, but I'm going to do it. Why not? Low on chromium. Turkey, help us out with that. All right, Rommel, naval invade. Britain. I forgot to get upgrades for my naval department as well. Naval department agency. Spy agency. There we go. Get it right, Dave. Exercise the boys. Any bonuses? Logistics wizard. This is one of the best ones you can get for a field marshal. The minute you get organizer, do it. 15% reduction in supply is massive. Usually, if you look at the map, you can normally even notice the difference when it happens as well. Bulgaria would like to join the Axis. No! A German trade Soviet agreement working with the enemy. Boom. Done. Okay, another easy strat that's usually worth your time is to try and snipe as many ships as possible. And the way you do it is you bait them out by, look at this convoy raiding, and you can get rid of all the submarines by putting them either here or here, doing naval strike, and you usually hit quite a lot. Oh, has this been patched? I think this might have been patched. So they do exist here, but I can't actually see them. Paradox, you've upped your game. Maybe if I tell them to patrol here, maybe that will be helpful. Because that increases the spotting in this region. It doesn't look like it's making any difference. But there's definitely submarines here. Are these Hungarian submarines? Am I going mad? Oh, the Netherlands. Okay, Hungarian flag, Netherlands flag. What's the difference, right? So going to go F3 to see the air map mode. You can see we'll be getting bombed here. So I'll just drop a few AAs down there. Is it going to make a lot of difference in the long run? Probably not, but that's what I'm focusing on right this second. I'm going to keep a bunch of civilian factories so I don't have to worry about that. Once again, microing all your army stuff is usually kind of the thing that eats up a lot of your time when you're playing Hoi. I think most of this is okay for now. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. I'm going to go for the first rocket artillery because it unlocks this, rocket rails, which I love to add those onto my fires. It's one of my favorite things to do. And also, get cores for Luxembourg and France. Why not? Because it reduces some resistance in those regions, which becomes a problem that gets worse and worse as time goes on. Also, new engine came about. So now we can add it on. We've got engine level 3. We can add more machine guns, and we can add on a little bit of armor as well. I think we can also add on range improvements. We don't have the upgrades for that, though. Range is really important for planes, and also give the upgrade bonus. There you go. New fighters. Resistance becomes a problem, as it always does. It's because we're currently at war with the Allies, and the Allies haven't pieced out, and they get all these bonuses. Ones in Poland are really bad, the ones in the Netherlands are really bad, and France also gets pretty bad too. There's not a lot you can do about it. You just got to deal with the resistance. Eat the resistance. I mean, Germany had a lot of issues with resistance, and it reflects that in Hoi. Here we go. New spy slot, and we could select that British spy that we recruited earlier. Build the network up. And the biggest advantage this gives is when we do the naval invasion into Britain, which is coming. I forgot to assign it. There we go. You don't, if you get a national focus that gives you a research bonus, it doesn't apply instantly for something that's already researched, and you have to select it again. So there we go. I've shaved off like 30 days for landing craft. And I'm a big fan of Grand Battle Plan. I know, it's controversial, but I'm going to do it because I just love logistics focus, which reduces supply by 5%. And I love reducing supply because supply becomes a bottleneck in Hoi 4. So take advantage of it. Trust me. Please, trust me. Okay, political power, guys, not really worth it as much as they used to. Get the extra spy slot is going to be worth it. And also going to recruit another spy from the UK for increase the network. Okay, one thing to do here that's really worth it is open your logistics and just look what you're losing. So this is the total amount in stockpile, and this is the daily gains or losses, and you can see we're losing guns, and it's obvious why we're losing it. I'll let you guys decide. You know what it is? No? Where are we losing it? Why are we losing it? That's right, it's resistance. I talked about that earlier. So if you want to compensate that by adding more guns, you can. But for me, I feel like we work against the clock here. 10k guns, well, it's actually 100k guns. We've got enough to kind of keep things going. So we're going to lose a lot, but luckily we've got a lot banked. You gain a lot from capitulating nations. That's the way it works. All right, assign all the boyos to here. So instead of 10 divisions, 24 divisions. It's going to take a little bit longer to prepare now, a few more weeks. But in the meantime, we're just going to sit on our hands and wait. I really hate that they all stack on one province, causing more attrition. That frustrates me. But that's what you got to do to build up supply. Build up supply? Plan a naval invasion. There you go. I got it right the second time. We're reaching that point where I've been playing for a few hours and my brain slightly zones out. Romania would like to join our faction. I just don't want to. No. So special forces, they're a new thing in the new expansion. So let's have a little look. The best ones are actually pioneers. These ones. You need evil XP for that. If I'd planned ahead, I could have exercised my fleet a little bit longer and actually prepared for that. Nope, Hungary and Romania are at war, and that means usually Romania joins the war. So that puts us in a predicament where we got an open front line here, and the Allies do take advantage of that because they are frustrating. Off you go, lads. You take care of that while I'm doing my business elsewhere. So how many ships did we make? I've lost count, but we've got a lot. There's a lot in that list. Reaching the point now where I'm researching a lot of stuff ahead of time because I'm kind of zoning out a little bit. And the honest truth is I don't need to even pay that much attention. But this is the big crutch moment, okay? We're about to find out how effective this strategy is in the long run for me. I'm going to put you boyos like here over France. Once again, I don't really want you here. I don't really care about you here, but I'm going to put them onto the English channel just before the naval invasion and see if I can do as much damage as possible. I'm also going to go for this one as well. Once again, it's one of those ones you rarely go for, but resistance, it's either that one or air production. Air production is so much better though. We'll do the resistance one for now because resistance is becoming a bit of a pain. You tend to find the one that has the best balance between compliance and reducing resistance is actually military governor, the default one you start the game with. I'll admit, brutal oppression is actually quite a viable strat too, to maintaining your gun pool. Once again, just do whatever's best for you. For me, I know I'm going to this war for not a long term. I'm going kind of short term. So I'm kind of thinking about compliance. But then again, you're not really gaining that much compliance, are you? It's only really got under control in Czechia recently, but resistance is still quite high. All right, naval invasion is ready, but we don't have naval supremacy. However, we have a very big fleet that consists of many crap battleships. And you can see the naval projection now, just cause them to come out into ocean. Pop the planes here, mainly focus on close air support, also focus on air superiority, land, and we're getting no resistance. Oh my goodness, that is so lucky. We've just activated a naval invasion. Okay, I'll take the medal for that. With a minimum of 5 battalions. Okay, thank you for that. I even forgot that feature was in Hoi 4, you know. My brain had zoned out. I was like, oh yeah, that one. The little medal system. I believe they added that for the modders. Anyway, off you go. Beeline to where you need to go. Once again, grabbing like Bristol here. And also grabbing... Hull is a big one. Hull is the first port which isn't connected directly to the English Channel. Actually, I think you can get away with Cardiff, but hard to wrap around Cardiff. Yeah, let's do that. Go, 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 go. And London is completely broken right now, and it's pretty much... Can't believe that was so easy. Well, it still works. The strategy of armored battleships or heavy bathtubs, I've called this strategy, I named it myself. It still works, okay? Once again, if you want to game the game mechanics, feel free to do this. If that's not for you and you'd like to actually properly LARP, hey, feel free to do that too. Once again, this game lets you play how you want to play, okay? So just you do you, okay? And that is it. UK is crushed. I didn't feel like I got a sweat up. And we have a total of 84% contribution, 15% for the Italians. I'm surprised they even got 15%. Usually, if you have an 80% contribution, you can take the almost 99% of the land. So let's just see if we can do that. So we'll gobble up all of Poland. I don't really care about Romania, so we'll just leave that for Hungary for now. We'll just nom, eat all this up. We're not done yet, though, guys. So you're probably thinking this video is done with now, right? He did what he really wanted to show us. No, I've got more bits and pieces I want to show you. We'll knock out all the majors, basically. All right, that looks good to me. Can we be even more cheeky, though? No, we can't. I was hoping it's to take all the overseas stuff as well. It looks like I can only take the main European stuff. The deal is you gain so much rubber and oil from synthetics. It makes me believe, what's even the point of taking Indonesia? Which kind of disappoints me in a way, because it makes me feel like that land has less point to it, you know? What if I actually yoinked stuff directly from Greece, even though they've already taken it? That would be mean, right? It looks like I even have the option to do that. That is so cheeky. I was clicking on a bit of core territory from Italy there. Nope. Yeah, we're actually yoinking it directly from underneath them. I do question this point, you know, like, what's the point of taking anything overseas? Because I have to technically defend it, and I don't want to defend it. So, you know what we're going to do? Declare on Italy. I just realized I took none of Canada too. That's actually probably going to become a problem. The UK still exists. It's just overseas territory. When someone dips out of a peace conference, you create weird things like this because they've taken half of France and half of the Raj, but the Raj still exists. Oh, look at that, Italy. Wow. Italian, Africa. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Let me know in the comments, boys. All right, 1 here, 2 here, 3 and 4. And then a reserve for emergencies. Oh, actually, the 4th one's probably going to go on Hungary because Hungary's probably... No, they're joining the Axis, so that's never going to be a problem. We'll keep them in reserve on the border anyway. If they put to declare immediately onto Denmark as well, I wonder why. Okay, it's time to make the better plane now. So we have full air superiority. No one's going to contest us in the skies because we've defeated the Allies, which is the main component of the Air Force against the Axis. So we can put rockets on. So we now focus on actual rocket interceptors, dogfighters. The brilliant thing I love about rockets, they don't do a lot of damage. For air attack, it's rubbish. But bomb bays, bomb locks, they reduce your agility. So they can actually do bombing runs, but then also quite sufficiently at dogfight. The agility is not getting damage, which I think is awesome. And because I'm super lazy, I'm just going to select all my Air Force and right-click it and assign it onto Rommel. And then the rest is going to be automatic. Does that just put me at war with Italy? Yeah, the Netherlands still exists. I'm going to give Bessarabia to the Soviet Union. Sweden seizes Landsverk. Is that a piece of land somewhere? Oh, no, that's one of the MIOs, right? That's one of the MIOs that funds the industry for Sweden, but it's a part of Germany. Historical law, lads. Once again, charging through here like a knife through butter. Like it's nothing. Do we train some more? Yeah, why not? How many more can we train? Oh my goodness. So many. I think we're low on tanks now. Finland would like us to join the war. Is Finland at war with anyone? They're not. So that war doesn't even make sense. Okay, we broke the game, lads. This is it. GG. It's a beautiful encirclement. Everyone is getting absolutely ripperinoed. You can see the power of soft attack now, can't you? We're just absolutely tearing through these lads. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make the division bigger. I think we're just going to add on a few more battalions of infantry, another battalion of armor. The optimal combat width at the moment, the meta of combat width, is actually 36 or 35. That'll do for now. Realize we've also got tanks as well. Flame tanks. And we'll select the latest chassis. Cool if you could filter these for chassis and actual complete models. That'd be kind of cool. I guess what you could do as well, I always forget about this as well, is you could customize a flamer. Oh, here are the chassis. You could customize them, a flamer, specifically for soft attack. And I always forget to do that. Once again, it becomes late game and I always forget about like the game mechanics, like zone out. So machine guns, machine guns, machine guns. We'll give them my upgrade because reasons. I don't really care about armor because that doesn't play a big part in the division anyway. And it is mainly its functionality. A bit of a bug. This is an old bug. There you go, flamer. She's given 4.5 soft attack, which is just so unbelievably small. Is it even worth it? I don't think so. But I'm going to do it anyway. First time for everything, right? One line of view. There. At this point as well, one of the things I like to do is just kind of right-click on the victory points and just move them because you've got so much firepower now. It's just worth, you know? We've got all the penalties. Not penalties. We've got all the reductions to air superiority. So we'll finish that one there. Then we change the theories because you only have one theorist of one different school. I don't know why you can hire more than one, but that's the way it works. Oh, but we're going for grand battle plan, so it doesn't actually matter. Okay, well, that didn't matter anyway. Okay, fair enough. Boom, 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 boom. And all the way down the side. The reason I go down this path, by the way, is this one gives extra soft attack for cavalry recon. So I thought just be an extra bonus for more soft attack just feels like a win to me. I think we're having a problem here of like a traffic jam. So what I'm going to do is pull one of you off. I think I'm going to pull two off actually. And this just alleviates the traffic jam situation. Bad supply just causes so many problems. This one's a strong one too. Light land night attack bonus 25%. It's very strong. Come on, click, go, go, go. Classic part of Italy where everyone gets a little bit stuck, but they might collapse before. I don't know, we'll see. Right click, go, go, go. Classic traffic jam, as you can see here. Again, you probably even need this many divisions in this location, but here we are. Bigger engine. It's too far ahead of time, this, so it's questionable whether it's even worth it. But once again, adding more soft attack onto your divisions is usually always worth, so I'm going to do that. What we can do now is deploy fighters a lot quicker. So what we do is select this one, click deploy, hit the fighter, hold shift click, and you can deploy them all instantly. So what we're going to do is deploy them all here and put them on close air support for the new rocket fighters. There you go. And that should be doing some loads of close air support damage. Yeah, really high close air support damage. Might be a good idea to try and sneak around the back here and do a naval invasion because we might not be able to break the strait. Attacking over strait's really difficult unless you've got marines. So I'm just going to try and do that now. Gonna recruit the commerce rating guy. It would have been more worthwhile, funnily enough, before I invaded Britain to go for this guy for the just capital ship bonuses. Well, live and learning. Gives ticking naval XP, which we're going to use to make maybe the marine support company. If you're in a situation when you're in a traffic jam like this, just build a load of naval docks. Naval bases. Terminology is lost on me. And this will give a supply depot for each one, so it'll give you a massive rush of supply to this region, which is always worth. Another worth. Spy networks in the Soviet Union to do collaboration governments inside of them. It's so worth it. Trust me, it will pay you off massively in the long run. We'll form a cryptology department because we've got the excess civilian factories, so why not? You guys are attacking now. And go, go, go. Spread out. Naval invasion. Off you go. And look, they're all stacked here, surprisingly. Is that the end of them? No, no, no. And there we go. Take all of Italy. Take all their navy. And remember, they had all of Africa and a lot of East Asia as well. And now we have the biggest navy in the world. All right, cancel the frontline orders and just make a big one on the Soviet Union. You know what's coming now, right? Exercise to level 3. Always up your railways. Max them out. You can also take advantage of a recruit of a spy inside the Soviet Union just so you can build a spy network bigger, quicker, more efficiently. Cryptology inside the Soviet Union. Sure. Once again, some of the bonuses for these weren't as good as I remember. That's the reason why I rarely do the cryptology department. I might have improved them since then, though, so I might be wrong on that. I'm going to do convoy rating around here just so when I invade the Soviet Union, I've got something to attack into. Maybe get a bit of convoy rating. Maybe. The Federation of Ethiopia is a major power. Game, why do you do this to me? Why? Okay, off you go. One common issue you run into with spies is RNG. I really don't think it's a good factor in Hoi. I don't even know why it's even in the game, but randomly spies get captured. You have no control over it. It is just a roll of the dice. You can go for suicide pills here, and that reduces the chance, but overall, it's just really low. There's not a lot you can do. It is random. Hey, Rommel's in Africa again. The most historical game. Whoops, forgot to add on my flamers. Flame on, boys. Because we've progressed down our focus tree now, for the doctrines, that is, we can add on extra battalion for the perfect 36 combat width. Special number. Ethiopian divisions aren't putting much of a fight. I don't think they have any soft attack. No, they don't. So I'm like doing like 30 times more damage to them when I get into a combat. Not good for them. Surprisingly, the capital is not actually the normal one. Addis Ababa, am I saying that right? This one. Federation of Ethiopia. Federation implies democratic? Not anymore. Not a lot to show right now, just maxing research, getting all the passive bonuses. Training all our army up to level 3. Building the equipment we need just to make sure our divisions are fully strengthened. These flame tanks were lacking at the moment. I think adding on the flame tanks was the mistake here. If you remove the flame tank, the flame tank stacks with infantry? What? Giving breakthrough? If I remove this, I remove 7.7 breakthrough. That's not massive. I don't even know where that bonus even comes from. Hungary suggests to reorder Yugoslavia. Yeah, whatever. And it also reduces salt attack by 5. God, it doesn't even feel worth it, does it? Meanwhile, Yugoslavia are enacting their own wars right now. Same for me too. So we've got lots of planes. So deploy them, exercise them. Deploy them, exercise them. How many have we got? Wow, we have a lot. No, hang on. Okay. I thought for a second every time I was clicking it, it was deploying another 10. And I was like, how many have we got in stockpile? The little mistake I made in this game is I should have annexed overseas stuff. Australia, New Zealand, Canada. Particularly Canada, because that gives me a beeline into the United States. But foolishly, I didn't do that. So lesson learned there as well. So who am I even at war with? Okay, so Hungary's at war with the Allies, but I'm not. Okay, I'll stop for a second. That seemed a bit strange. Girthy Hungary, though. Can't argue with that. Well, you know how this pretty much ends, right? Let's just see how effective this is. So the amount of planes we have in the air is about 5,000, half of which are the rocket base interceptors. And when they hit really hard. And they're really hard to dogfight. However, the ratios are kind of mixed at the minute. However, we can outproduce them by like 10 to 1. So still probably not going to work out very well for them. Right here, this is one issue you run into. If you go for the biggest anti-air gun, it's no longer a light one. It's a heavy one. So you have to change the turret to this 2-man. And there you go. And then you can still keep deploying them. Just an FYI. Once again, battle planning. Isn't it fun? Yeah, I know. Micron is maybe a little bit more fun. If you want to make little role plays and pushes on the front line, be my guest. Do it. Go for it. But overall, this is pretty effective, as you probably can see. Are you winning, son? Yes. Yes, I am. Winning in the worst possible timeline. I am Hitler. Don't quote me on that. Really important. Keep an eye on your logistics. Keep an eye on them. So right, you can see fuel is getting a little bit low. Not really many people I can get fuel from, though. Easiest way you can fix that is just go for the fuel technology and go for more synthetics. Probably the biggest eater of fuel right now is my fleet, and I've got the whole of it out, so that gives me another extra few weeks of fuel. Improve infrastructure in Romania, giving, oh god, +4. It's not massive. UK is willing to give us fuel, even though we once declared war on them. Don't matter to them. Pretty much this is it. And then what I can do now is collaboration governments. It's going to be difficult, though, because we're pushing them back so quickly. I don't think we're going to even have time to build collaborations. I always see people stack their spies on top of each other. I've heard that's not an effective strategy, but apparently you build networks quicker that way. Are we going to have time to build a collaboration state? Probably not, because we defeated them so quickly. Oh, I just remembered the Führer directive. If you succeed this, you gain +10 war support. We have 90 days to do that. Let's do it. I always think to myself, did I ever do this one before? It's very difficult to do. You got to get all the major cities of the Soviet Union within 180 days, I think. We've got Kyiv. We've just got Moscow. Looks like we're just about to get Leningrad. And we just need Stalingrad. I don't think anything even happens. I'm getting excited about something that's not even going to happen. Also worthwhile to build railways as you go. Look for the areas that've got the worst supply and try and connect the railways with that. I always think the hardest one to get is Stalingrad. It's just so far away from the front line. We did manage to get one collaboration government out of them. Just reduces the surrender limit, so it makes it a little bit easier to capitulate. So we don't have to fight them for like forever and ever and ever. Which can be a little bit of a pain with the Soviet Union because they just don't give up. Like real life. See, even when I'm pushing for this forward here with these amazing divisions, this is still quite tricky to do. 51 days to take Stalingrad. Still having to beeline towards the front line. One issue you run into is this pocket here in Crimea becomes a recurring issue. So you usually have to break off a few divisions and individually micro those on the front line. Otherwise, they'll start sneaking in behind you, which can be a pain. 30 days and we're on the banging on the door of Stalingrad. Remember, the Germans did take Stalingrad. Will they take them in this timeline? That's the question. 22 days. Okay, I'm just going to beeline right now. If you hold shift, just like try and get them to snake their way through, they might be able to do it. But getting supply right here is very difficult because she's so far from all the supply lines. But might just be able to sneak in. There we go. We've completed the Führer directive. And you know what? Doesn't even give you an event or a pop-up or anything. I'm so disappointed. All that work and all that effort for something that's quite hard to get, but you don't even get a pop-up. It'd be kind of nice if you got like a different portrait of Mr. H, you know? That'd be kind of cool, right? No? No, you get nothing. So my advice right now is press F4 and beeline to victory points. Yep. here, here, here. Once again, the big bottlenecks you're going to experience are going to be victory points. Not victory points, supply depots. So my advice is just right click on them and push towards them. A lot of time, supply depots will be victory points. There will be cities, there will be urban areas. So usually that will help the push over the whole front line anyway. Supply-wise, yes, we seem to be running low on guns, but it doesn't matter because pop goes the Soviet Union. GG, no re. I had fun and I had good luck as well. And there we go. And therefore, our guns are now resupplied because we now got all the Soviet guns. That's curious. Let's actually see how many of these guns are actually Soviet. Infantry equipment. So 40k of them are regular German old-fashioned rifles. 18k are French. 33 SMGs. Remember, they would have had a mix of equipment as well because they would have had Lend-Lease from the Allies. That might explain why a lot of these are Allied guns as well. What about garrisons, though? Biggest amount of guns is 25k MP38s. Got the assault rifles as well. No, I was wrong. Maybe it's just a mixture of everything, really. Maybe the Lend-Lease equipment the Soviets got has been redistributed into our gear. Guys, did I show you enough here of mechanics of the new expansion for you to be immersed in the new experience? We definitely covered MIOs. There's a few things I forgot to cover, and that was to show the policies. I always forget about this. The game should give you a pop-up, but here we go, policies. And some of these bonuses are pretty good. Funds gain is pointless because you've already maxed it out anyway. Well, near enough anyway. Assembly production is good. Vertical integration. This is one of those desperation ones if you're low on resources and you want to produce something really hardcore and amazing. It's very German-like of you. Mechanical genius reliability is okay. Military industrial organization research. Because you get these policies so late game, I feel like it's kind of worthless. 5% armor is awesome. 2% hardness is very low, but could be useful. Production efficiency cap for trains, railway guns, and heavy tanks. Heavy tanks would be good. Factory camouflage, extra defense and breakthrough. That's very good. Cutting corners gives you a massive reduction to cost of tanks. That is actually kind of cool. And 5% for all of that is actually really worth it. I feel like I want more than 10% reduction though. Once again, these are kind of cool. Some of them are OP, some of them are kind of meh. But overall, you get them for all the MIOs you can work for. Can I get one for Messerschmitt as well? Yes, I can. Yeah, you get the idea. Speed's awesome. Agility's awesome. 5% cost reduction. Oh, some of those are spicy. Once again, why does the game not let me know about that, huh? Why not? Hey guys, anything you want me to cover I didn't already cover? I'll make a video about it on my second channel. Go subscribe to FeedBackIRL. It's where I talk about more in-depth mechanics of Hoi 4. Maybe the kind of stuff you're into if you're a bit of a spreadsheet nerd like me. And if you want to see more content like this, subscribe. And YouTube will provide you with more of this kind of content if this is what you want. If this is not what you want, let me in the comments why. Apart from that, boys, hope you have a good day. Try this video, this one on screen right now. This might be the next video that you'll get a big buzz from. I love you, okay? I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.